The story, as much as anything, is the man on top, because his rise in the last few years has been very special.
William Buick.
William Buick.
William Buick.
William Buick. William Buick.
William Buick. William Buick.
Godolphin's #1 rider, William Buick.
Congratulations, you're a Derby winning rider.
Thank you very much. That sounds good. Now, Godolphin have just recently taken on 2 hotshot young jockeys.
I'm James Doyle.
I'm William Buick.
My dream first was just to become a jockey.
Oh, really? Ooh, beautiful.
You always have a plan before you go out there, but that might change in a split second, and you just do what feels right, and that's experience and feel, I guess.
His determination to go out there and be champion, and what he's achieved over the years has been fantastic.
How long have you dreamt of this moment?
Since I wanted to be a jockey. This is everything.
It was always a dream to become a jockey. My father was a jockey, of course, in Scandinavia, and my mother always rode as well. She rode as an amateur, and she was, into eventing and everything in between. So it was a very horsey childhood, very horsey background. But I had a life aside from horses and ponies as well, where, I played a bit of football. I did a lot of snowboarding and skiing, which obviously living in Norway is easy accessible. But then when I sort of 11, 12 years old, the bug really got me, and I started to come over to England on my school holidays. And before that, I started riding out on the racetrack in Norway before school. And I sort of did that all through the winter and stuff. And it was, some mornings it was -15, -20. And I still, went to the stables. So, my mother always tells me that, that's when she knew that that's what I wanted to do, because, to go on my bike in -20 down to the racetrack in Norway, you had to be either crazy or very passionate. So obviously that was a sign that that's what I wanted to do. And then in my school holidays, I started riding out for Andrew Balding while still at school in Norway.
What else is better than this? Look around you. We're in a fantastic training complex. We're surrounded by top-class horses, top-class people. We're in Dubai in the sunshine. I'm living the dream. I can't believe it's already been 10 years. It's amazing. Time has just flown. It's been a great 10 years and a lot of fun, a lot of productivity. But yeah, that phone call, I will never forget. It was surreal. It was surreal. And when I first got the call, I wasn't quite sure exactly. I didn't get much details. But we jumped on a plane to go to Dubai, and the following day, I'm sitting across from His Highness Sheikh Mohammed, and he's offering me the job. See that one? That's Sajja winning the Jebel Hatta at Meydan in Dubai. That was my first Group 1 winner for Godolphin.
They're often racing in the Jebel Hatta, and they jumped in a great line.
We very nearly didn't get a run. It was quite a messy race. Anyway, somehow we got out, and she won. And
Sajja looking for the way through. The Apache in front. Sajja's bursting through on the inside. Sajja, the mare on the inside, gone home the best.
It's for Said bin Suro. Yeah, that was in 2013. So, I already had a relationship with Godolphin actually before she won the Jebel Hatta. Yeah, that was good. I got a lot of satisfaction out of winning that on her. Here's Jack. That was a very straightforward sort of win. He ran so well at Epsom, and then I think he must have won by 4 or 5 lengths. My time at John's was fantastic, and 5 great years, great winners, and he elevated me to the next level. Really, I was riding a different class of horse, and that was my first step into riding the big races regularly and riding that class of horse. And John was a great mentor for me, very patient, and obviously very supportive. And obviously when the call came to come to Godolphin, obviously John being so close to His Highness Sheikh Mohammed and Godolphin, it wasn't an easy decision to make, but it was one that we felt was the right one. Charming Thought, that's him. That's Charming Thought on the way cantering down to the start for the Middle Park. This was my first Group 1 winner for Charlie Appleby. This was actually quite fun because I was already riding out for Charlie. He wasn't expected to win, but he was going really well at home, and we had a lot of belief in him. He duly won.
And Charming Thought is wearing him down. Ivorwood and Charming Thought getting up and has won. Charming Thought for Godolphin has won the Middle Park.
It was a very close finish, and I remember I punched the air crossing the line. And, you know, I knew I'd won, but when I watched the replay, I thought, you know, I cut that a bit fine. I think he only won by a head or, you know, maybe less. So, but it was yeah, that was a good one.
No fixer young.
You know, I was riding for Charlie before I joined Godolphin, so you know we had that familiarity and we knew each other pretty well before I came. So it was a smooth transition, and to see what he's done throughout his career has been amazing to watch, see firsthand, and to work with him it is a real privilege. He believes in his team, gives his team great confidence. You know, you feel a great sense of camaraderie, and you know, everyone is pushing in the same direction, trying to achieve the same things. And his achievements, well, you know, they don't need me to say anything, but they speak for themselves. This is winning the Dubai World Cup on Prince Bishop.
Prince Bishop is clear, and Prince Bishop wins the 20th Dubai World Cup.
He came from last that year. He had he had no chance, and went and won. That was the first Dubai World Cup. He had only one to date, so we have to improve on that one. Yeah, it was amazing. It was, you know, something I could only have dreamed of.
You're a newest member to the team. What does this mean for you to win for such a storied trainer?
Everything. It means everything. Like I said earlier, we get opportunities now that not many people get, and we're very grateful for it. And this is only the beginning.
Dubai World Cup night is, as far as you know, international horse racing goes, it's the biggest night in world horse racing. You know, Maidan comes to life, and horses from all over the world. People travel from all over the world. It's a great event. Look like we're still in school.
9 times out of 10, you know whether you're going to win or not.
It's all about strength and rhythm and balance. I'm knackered.
It's the funniest thing I think I've ever done.
Of course, we're good friends, and you know, when we came to Godolphin, it was a good opportunity for both of us. And I think it really worked. The dynamic really worked for many years. Everything was very transparent, and it was a good time. Yeah, I think it was productive, and it was a good time. Of course, you know, he's gone on to Wathnan, so it was a good time. This must have been Super Saturday, because Super Saturday we usually go up and meet Emirates crew and have a picture taken and have a chat. And it's always great, you know, the collaboration that Godolphin have with Emirates. You know, they both complement Dubai extremely well. So it's very, very good.
So you were off for a while with a head injury, weren't you? And so how did you feel coming back into racing after that? So your time in recovery? Yeah,
it was a long time. It's 3 months, like you said. But I never felt like I lost support. I had the full support from Godolphin, Charlie, and that goes a long way. You know, that really helps. Helped in my recovery and helped me come back feeling good. Of course, you always have self-doubt when you're off for that long. You know, you're thinking, you know, am I gonna do it well? How long is it going to be for me to adapt again? But my first ride back was a winner. You know, Charlie set that one up quite nicely, and then we went from there. So, you know, those things, you just want to put them behind you and move forward, move on, and you know, we were, you know, that's fortunately a long distance memory.
The one race I would like to win, finish second twice in the race, is the Epsom Derby.
And finally the Godolphin Blue will be carried to victory in the Derby. A first classic for Charlie Appleby, a first Derby for William Buick. Masabi, DXB, Roaring Lion and Saxon Warrior only 4.
The Derby, Massa, well, you can see what it means. I couldn't quite believe when I crossed the line in front. It was because I'd ridden it a few times, never managed to win it. First Derby winner for the Godolphin Blue. You know, to see what it meant to Sheikh Mohammed and his family on the day at Epsom, to be part of that, for me, it was a surreal feeling. And it was a great sense of satisfaction, pride, everything rolled into one. It was really special. And if I had to choose one moment, that was it. Space Blues after he won. Breeders' Cup Mile, Delmar. We had 3 winners that weekend. So that was another good weekend. And my wife made it into the picture. That's very good.
They're coming down the line, and Space Blues has won the Breeders' Cup Mile.
when he won the Breeders' Cup Mile at Delmar, I don't think I've had many wins that has been as satisfying as that one. It was his last start before he went to stud, and I just got the sense that, you know, Charlie and the whole team, we just got things right on the day, and that was a great win. And he's a great horse to deal with, and very lucky to have ridden him in most of his starts. Rebels, he deserves a mention. This after winning the Hardwick at Royal Ascot, special horse. He'd have to go down as one of my favourites as well.
Rebels Romance.
Rebels Romance.
Rebels Romance on top by 2.
Rebels Romance is off and gone. Rebels Romance, a Breeders' Cup winner again.
To do what he's done throughout his career and in so many different countries, you know, he's 7 years old, still loves racing, you know, probably as good as ever. Beautiful looking horse. He's a horse of a lifetime.
Ruling Colt won the 2,000 guineas, and Desert Flower wins the 1,000 guineas.
First 1,000 guineas, yeah, absolutely. So that was a great weekend. That was a special weekend for Godolphin all round, you know, with winning the Kentucky Oaks and the Kentucky Derby, as well as the 2,000 and 1,000 guineas on the same weekend. I remember going to bed Saturday night after Ruling Court. I won the 2,000 and I couldn't sleep. I was tossing and turning, and I thought, well, I might as well just watch the Kentucky Derby now because I'm up. So it was gone midnight, just about midnight. So I watched it, and then, you know, he went and won the Kentucky Derby. So I thought, right, okay, so I've got the favourite for the 1,000 guineas tomorrow. So it's all on me now. So don't mess this up. Then I definitely couldn't sleep. So anyway, we got the job done, and it was just a fantastic weekend, and to see what it meant to the whole team, really, really special. I came close a couple of times before I became champion, and I remember it was full on, like you said. It's every day, you know, a lot of rides. And I remember when I stood on the podium getting the trophy at Ascot on Champions Day, I thought, well, you know, that was great getting the trophy, of course, great achievement, you know, relief that it's done. But I thought back, you know, during the season, I enjoyed the process, the everyday, the consistency. I enjoyed having, you know, the work that went into it. I enjoyed it. And then I was champion again the following year. So it's something I enjoyed. I'm glad I've done it. We'll see if we can do it again sometime in the future. It's a very different sort of workload to what you probably would have with riding just for Godolphin, because, you know, you have to be champion jockey, you have to ride every day. You know, that may impact you further down the line, whether you're sort of low energy or, you know, not fully ready for the days that matter. So that's something that we'll have to manage. But certainly when I was doing it, I didn't feel it affected me as such. This is when I pick up my champion jockey trophy with my son Thomas. It was nice, get a guard of honour. That was 2023. That's nice. It's nice when you can share it with your family. That's very important. Gives everything an extra meaning. Children, it's what it's all about. It gives everything a bit more meaning. You become more reflected. You probably deal with things better. You know, in this sport, nothing is ever guaranteed. And like you said, you are going to have days where it doesn't go your way. So, you know, then you need to refocus and just go ahead to the next day. And I think having children gives everything a bit more meaning, but equally, you know, family is always the most important thing. 10 years just feels like it's really flown by, you know, it does. Some days are long and some weeks are long, but ultimately, I think when you look at it over a 10-year period, and, you know, you look at the achievements, you look at the horses, you look at the races on a worldwide scale, you'd have to say it's been pretty productive. But equally, when people say 10 years, I can't quite believe it's been 10 years. It doesn't feel like it. I'm guessing when you're having fun, enjoying yourself, time flies.
Have you got any future ambitions? Is there anything else that you're kind of looking to work on? Every
day you try and improve as a jockey, and you always find ways to improve. But I would love to, the autism racing, I would love to help bring more attention to it and to create more awareness. It's a huge work in progress. Obviously, we're very involved with autism through our own son Thomas being autistic. That has its challenges, but equally it's beautiful. You see it, and to try and understand their way of thinking and doing things is fascinating. So that's always something that we're working on, and to bring that attention to horse racing, I think is something that we really will focus on. From my career-wise, is to improve and try and continue to do the right thing. You know, my job is to win races for Godolphin, and as long as I'm doing that, I'm doing my job and try and become better every day.